Okay, so let's see what this next situation is.
Excuse me. Larry, Frank, have either of you seen Kevin tonight?
Yes, he's over by the literature counter.
Okay.
I can go get him if you'd like.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you very much. Larry, perhaps you've heard. Faye Carter and David Thomas have recently gotten engaged, and they want to use the Kingdom Hall for their wedding. So perhaps you and Kevin and myself, we could get together for a few minutes tonight, and then they could move forward with their wedding plans.
Tonight?
Oh, jeez.
How many times are you going to do this to us, Tom?
Do what?
Keep having these unscheduled meetings.
Oh.
Look, maybe you're not so eager to get home and spend time with your family, but some of us
Okay.
are.
Not
Yeah, I'm gonna, before you can see by the subtitle where he's going with this.
I mean, there should be a question mark because he's questioning what that guy means by that.
But what I want to say is, and like, I'm
Hold
not.
on, your point is much more serious than mine. I just want to say, this hits so hard home for me.
Because it looks like your sad dad.
He has the same expression as my dad when he's sad. Like, he looks, like, it's like you can't, I grew up with the man, so I know when he looks sad. I know it so, I disappointed him so many times, so many ways across my whole life. And, like, every time it hurts. Like, that I think is the thing that convinces me that what I feel for my father is familial love. You know, like, do I like him as a person? Yeah, I like him as a person. Is he my friend? No, he's my dad. Right? Like, that's the thing in my head that's the distinction. That I feel that pain when he's in pain.
Right.
You know, in a way that I don't feel for other people, you know. And, like, this guy is evoking that in me, even though I don't know who he is.
I get that. Okay, so yeah,
Anyway,
I want to.
you were saying.
I want to get a little serious.
Not want to
for a
spend
second.
time with my family?
Yeah. So I don't know why they. I think on one hand,
It could be coincidence.
It could be coincidence, and like it's good that they're portraying a black male in like a leadership role. He's the
A very
Kobe.
diverse congregation.
Yeah. So that's cool. Well, not that diverse. We've seen like
Relatively
black and
diverse.
white people.
There's an Asian lady later.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And I don't remember if there are any
that's
Hispanic
still
people.
not like that diverse. Like.
I mean, including any Asians anywhere is pretty diverse.
That's-
For this country,
Yeah.
like, we don't include Asian
You
people
didn't
anywhere.
grow up with that much representation, like at all.
Yeah.
Like that's only like just starting. Okay. Anyway.
Like,
That's-
we're lucky to get Hispanic people represented anywhere, but Asian people never get represented.
Yeah. So
Like, we don't
anyway.
exist.
So like, cool, but this white man is telling a black man, maybe you don't want to be a father to your family, but I sure do. And
Yeah.
that sounds super racist.
Yeah, that's like
and this
and
is,
it may not be intentional. We're not saying
if
it
it's
is.
not intentional, I do think this is a problem with like the echo chamber going on at the Watchtower
Mm-hmm.
Society, because nobody felt like optics wise, like you can't even
Well,
if
can I try my okay? The echo chamber. It's not just the echo chamber at the Watchtower. It's whoever's writing this is they probably work in Bethel and all that, and those people are in a much more secluded bubble than the people who are living in Arkansas and California and Ireland and all over the
Yeah.
place. And those people all over the world, I believe, I can't remember what the exact phrase is. Maybe you'll remember the phrase. Live in the world, but don't engage with it. or
yeah, like
whatever.
no part of the world.
No part of the world, right? Yeah, they can live in the world, but they can't be part of the world. But the fact of the matter is, if you live in the world, you will just naturally pick up on a little bit, even if you try your hardest to distance yourself from it. You'll pick up on some of the social cues, and one of the really common ones is the idea that black men abandon their families. Like, that is not a hard thing to pick up. Maybe in other countries, but in this country,
In America.
it is a very common racist trope or racist idea, and it's the kind of thing that, like, you see people, like racists who are trying to mask that they're racist, or even people who don't realize they're being racist, will say like, you know, you want to reduce gun violence? Well, why don't you get black people to stop shooting each other? And you want to reduce black people going to jail? Well, how about you get black fathers to take care of their kids? And it's like, okay, yeah,
That's
maybe we should.
racist.
But that is an explicitly racist argument. Because, like, other people walk out on their kids.
Lots of people, yeah.
Lots of people walk out on their kids.
Yeah, so the focus, why is the focus on black fathers instead of just, there are lots of people who just consider their fathers sperm donors because they had no impact on raising them of all races.
And like that's not to say there may be some statistical, I don't know what the statistics, I don't know what the numbers are. Maybe there is some statistical connection there. But the fact that there is a trope that goes around, and then we're using that, we're not even necessarily using it, but a white man is telling a black man who is on higher authority than him. He's the coordinator of the elders. This guy's just an elder. And he's like, even though you are in some way have some authority over me, I'm still going to talk down to you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, you don't want to spend time with I'm going to suggest that you don't want to spend time with your family. It's just in really, really poor taste. And this is all assuming it was unintentional. If it's intentional, it's basically inexcusable.
Yeah, but hoping they, because they also probably
because I really don't think they intended it.
Yeah, I don't think they intended it. And, like, if you're writing it, they don't have the cast lined up.
Right. So the people writing it are hoping, like, they're thinking, oh, this will be a good line for the thing. It'll demonstrate a thing. But when they cast it and then they shoot it, I feel like someone during the shooting process should have taken a second and gone, hey, wait, can we modify this script just a little bit to change his complaint to, instead of, like, not spend time with my family, or just recast, like, just swap them.
Like, because they could, like, I guess the thing is, though, that's a really, if I think about it, witness optics-wise, like, taking race out of it, since I'm assuming that's not what they meant, they really can't, it has to be a line to explain why he doesn't want to stay for an elders meeting.
Uh-huh.
So if he says something like, maybe you want to stay here all day, but some of us don't, that's bad, because why don't you want to stay at, what's wrong with the Kingdom Hall? Yeah. Why can't you spend an extra 10 minutes here? Then he'd be in the wrong.
Would anybody ever be going to the Kingdom Hall and then going home and doing, like, Bible study with their families?
No, because, like, this meeting's, like, wraps up at, like, 9. Like, you're probably going to bed.
So what time is he spending with his family that he's complaining about?
Yeah, like, I don't know.
The time on the drive home so that you can then go, I'm tired, and then go to bed?
Basically, I don't know what his issue is.
I mean, he's just being nasty to this guy.
So, yeah, so it really, and at that point, like, he's in the wrong regardless, so he could say, maybe we just want to go home sometimes.
It might muddle the message, though.
You think it might muddle the message?
I mean, the message here is supposed to be... Actually, I don't know if that would muddle the message. I think that is basically,
because, like, he's wrong regardless. He's starting a fight. The message here is
don't be a jerk, yeah.
Want to spend time with my family?
Oh, that's
what is that supposed to mean? He is way out.
He is way out of line. Oh, this is the message
right now. No.
See, this is.
What am I thinking? If I react poorly right now, I could cause a major rift between us, even between our families. And if we elders don't show love among ourselves, imagine how this could affect the congregation.
Okay, see, and I want to be clear. In this one, I believe they don't cut to a better version, and instead they just make up to each other.
Kind of like how the first one went.
The first guy, he says, the white guy apologizes to him for being short with him. And I'm glad he does. But this right here is actually another not so great thing that they do, because the lesson he's learning is to be quiet and not stand up for himself when he is slighted.
That's one thing. They're so, like, I felt like every month there was another article about forgive your brothers, forgive.
And I understand forgiveness. Forgiveness is
but,
good.
Like, not keep account of the injury.
Again,
and I feel like that's good if we're talking about, like, little, like, the
Little
first
things,
example that we saw earlier
Sure.
with, like, I don't really want to talk. We're not going to hold that against that woman that she wanted some
Right.
Bible
Or that the
study
other lady
tips.
didn't listen to her when she said,
Yeah. So that's fine.
But here's the
but
thing.
in this...
There's a point I'm compounding on the racial dynamic of you don't want to spend time with your family is he's saying, I can mistreat you because you're a black man, and then the follow-up is, I have to take it because I'm a black man. And that's not the intended message, but it is a message that people of color are told all the time.
Yeah, I would say what my issue is...
Subtextually told.
Subtextually and unintentionally it comes across. But I'm also saying if you're supposed to forgive 77 times no matter what they do,
Right.
all the time, regardless of... You're not supposed to keep account of the injury. Well, what if the injury
Is serious.
being racist to me?
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to just be cool with that?
Exactly. And like this is, and like somebody, I know some people in the audience might feel like that's not true. People of color aren't told that. But like there's a reason why we have a movement like Black Lives Matter. Agree, disagree with, you know, the organization or the movement or its goals or whatever. Regardless of that, the fact of the matter is that these are people who feel unheard because they feel like their lives are being treated as though they don't matter. Mm-hmm. And their point is police violence kills people. When you have a policeman kill a white person, everyone understands that their life matters. When a policeman kills a black person, everyone those people feel like the way we treat that is, and I happen to agree with them, but that's just me. Those people feel like that when we see a black man shot by the police, the first instinct is, let's try to figure out why it happened, rather than just mourning the loss.
Yeah,
rather than valuing the life, he has to sit quietly and be dead, rather than appreciating the fact that a cop took someone's life.
Yeah.
You know.
What I would say too, I would just paraphrase a bit Michael Che said once that I think sums it up pretty well as far as like black voices. So the general consensus, not that everyone feels this way, but a common take is slavery was hundreds of years ago, just let it go. Mm-hmm. But 9/11, never forget. So it's supposed to be hundreds of years have passed, never forget is the saying. But no one says never forget slavery.
Right.
That's not it's like...
Yeah.
Put it over there.
Yeah, you get to put that in the corner of... You know.
Again, that's not what this is about.
Right, but I'm just saying,
still,
it really compounds that what we were saying about, like, the Watchtower, because of their disconnection from
the
wider society, they're unaware of the social cues they're accidentally leaning on, or intentionally leaning on in a very bad way, but I wouldn't put that to them. Certainly wouldn't accuse them of that without much, much stronger evidence.
Yeah, this isn't enough.
This is nowhere near enough to suggest
as we keep going and looking through stuff, if we see any
we
more,
may see something else, but I don't think we will, honestly.
I don't think they're...
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a dishonor that would be to Jehovah and Jesus. What do the scriptures say? Do not leave.
I mean, know your place is a very disturbing thing to encourage black people to...
You're right, Larry.
Yeah, it's just...
embody.
It's
I'm
just...
sorry. I just thought maybe...
In the other example, it was good casting. For this one, is bad casting. I think is the...
that way
honestly, again, if they'd swapped the casting, I think it would have been fine. And this guy apologizes.
It's me that needs to apologize. I
You did.
overreacted.
Yeah, very much.
Look, you're right. Since all of us
I'd
are
also
here,
like to say, this
it would be good
congregation-
for us to take care of this if we can.
Okay.
might be dissolved soon because it's
Here
very
comes Kevin.
sparse. Apparently, they
See,
only
like,
have 3 elders.
Yeah. Look at that. He got so snippy with our brother Harris. Mm-hmm. Even though Kevin was 4 feet away. Like he was like, you don't want to take care of your kid. We all want to get home tonight. And then oh, Kevin's right here.
Yeah, the meeting,
chill out.
Because the meeting hasn't started yet. And granted, he said maybe after the meeting we can round up really quick. But if Kevin's already here and he's like, Look,
can
they
decide
want
this
to get
right
married. Yeah, like, I don't think there's anything going on. Is there
Right, like,
anything that would be in the way?
Does everybody like them? Yes. Are they in good standing? Yes. Do we have anything on that Saturday? No. Okay.
Yeah, because like that is one of the things. There are some like small. When the hall I was in was pretty large, and we had emerged. So we had a lot of elders to the point where some elders had no second job within the congregation. Like you could be the Kobe, you could be the service overseer, you could be the secretary, and like you keep track of the field service reports and things like that. Yeah,
Gosh.
and different things like that.